So today we are reviewing the Core Essentials Trackline Tactical Gun Belt. Yes, it's finally come to it. I'm reviewing a piece of clothing. But this is actually a really cool belt. As I said, it's a gun belt, so it's set up for concealed carry. Core Essentials makes a whole bunch of different belts and clothing and different stuff, but they do have a line of gun belts. This is a little bit newer than some of their other belts they put out. They originally started by making leather reinforced belts, and this is their newer nylon belt. Now, I'm not real big on being tactical, but this belt, they state, is 2 times stronger than their reinforced leather belts, and their reinforced leather belts are pretty stiff. So take a look at the belt. You've seen this a lot. A lot of companies are coming out with this, but rather than having belt loops, you've got a track on the inside of the belt, and you've got a little ratchet on your thing. And what you do is, to attach it, you feed the belt through like you normally would, and then you feed it through the buckle, and you just click it in and tighten it to where you like it. And of course you've got 1/4 inch increments, which is really nice. So rather than having to pick a belt loop, you just cinch it down to where you want it to be, and then it stays there. And then to release it, there is just a lever right there. You release it, pull the belt out, just like that. So really, this is, I try and be very critical when I do reviews and find negative things about it, and I honestly can't say that much bad about this. Their pricing is really good. When you go online and you start looking at gun belts, and I've for a long time said that you need a good belt for your concealed carry, especially if you're carrying a larger gun like I do. You need a good belt. For years I carried a belt on this. Now this is just an Amish made belt, and I've carried it for years, and it's held up fairly well. It's a pretty thick belt, but one of the main downsides to it was, one, it was belt loop, so it was a constant decision of what belt loop to use, and I did run into situations where it was too tight or too loose, and you had to kind of make do or figure it out. Still a good belt, as like I said, served me well, but also as far as its rigidity, while it is stiff to the point where you really cannot bend it in half when you squeeze it, which is a good test of a gun belt, it was still floppy. You can sit there and flex it, and it still flexes, and there's still a lot of play in it compared to this belt. And I'll show you. I was able to easily flip that one, and when you put this one in, you try and do it, and there's a lot more resistance. I guess if you really tried to, you could probably flip the belt inside out, but it's a very stiff belt. I've wore it now for about a month with no issue. I really, like I said, I try and come up with bad things I don't like about them, and I guess if there was one thing I would say, the fact that they're made in China is kind of disappointing, but, and they even put this on their website anymore, everything clothing wise is made in China. So, and given the price, you really can't beat it. I've seen similar belts also made in China that are more money. So to see this be a more reasonably priced product at a decent price, $60, like I said, for a normal belt, you look at that and you're like, oh my god, that's insane. But when you look at some of the Galco products and some of the other belts out there, and I'm sure they're good products, I own a lot of Galco stuff and they're all good products, but they're always going to be usually more than this, and at least with some of the companies, you're still going to have them made in China. So honestly, I can't recommend this belt enough. If you're looking for a good gun belt, they come in a variety of different buckles. They come in different colors and finishes. Like I said, this is the nylon, and I wasn't really at first I was very hesitant about getting a nylon belt because, you know, I don't want to look tactical, and I didn't know how it was going to look when I'm out places. But especially with that belt and buckle, and you can get them in different finishes, it's a very nice looking belt. You know, I could wear this without a gun and it would still be a very nice belt, you know, because I got to be fashionable and everything when I'm going out to Walmart. You know, got certain standards to hold myself to. But definitely, if you're looking at a belt, I would really recommend something like this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and have a good day.